Hey all, here are OS Reviews. You're watching our hands-on review of the Blitzwolf BW-FYE7. This is an interesting pair of true wireless earbuds because it's one of the first I've come across that has a dual driver setup. You should technically get more refined sound, perhaps more punchy bass, but we'll have to find out in this video. It's definitely more reminiscent of a fancier in-ear monitor in terms of its design. The price is still very affordable, by the way. It sells for only $40. Now in terms of battery life and performance, it's able to get roughly 16 hours with the battery case. So a single charge will last for about 4 hours of music playback. The box is very generic looking. We just have some of the specs printed on the back again. And inside we have the charging case itself, along with some spare silicone tips to get a more custom fit. And we have the quick user manual, and that's it. So taking a close look at the design of the battery case first, for $40 it actually feels pretty premium just because it's made out of aluminum and then plastic on the top lid part. The reason why it's plastic is because when the earbuds are inside charging, it's actually semi-transparent, so you can still see underneath it to glance and know if the earbuds are being charged up inside of the case. It feels very sturdy and hefty, and here it is as a size comparison against the Apple AirPods. So you can see that it's about the same, slightly larger, but easily tucks away into pockets. And it does charge using the slightly older micro USB port as opposed to USB Type-C, but then again at $40 I think it's forgivable. There's also a key that you can tap on very quickly if you want to manually initiate the charging, as well as quickly glance how much battery is left in the charging case. One final size comparison, this is against the Soundpeats and the Tiamat Titans. Again, both of these do have really long battery life of around 100 hours, but you can tell how the battery case is also significantly larger than the one from Blitzwolf here, which is why, again, 16 hours, not bad, but it's not going to win the longest endurance award. So if we open up the magnetic lid, you can see that, again, they have LEDs on the top to know if they're being charged. They're held into place magnetically, and whenever you remove them from the case, they will automatically turn on and begin pairing with your phone. So it's a pretty seamless process. In my testing, they were instantly paired with one another within about 5 seconds of removing them from the case. And then it just snaps back into place magnetically, and they will automatically turn off when put back into its charging module. So taking a closer look at the design, they are very distinctive looking, again, from the transparent dual driver setup, and also the neon green accents for the ear tips just looks very striking. Here it is next to the Apple AirPods, so you can tell that the size is actually not that much larger. In fact, it's a little bit shorter. So despite having dual drivers, it doesn't add that much bulk. They're still very much lightweight and portable. Here they are against the Soundpeats, and you can tell that, again, the size is about the same. The only thing I will point out is because of the dual drivers, they do jut out a little bit from your ears. This is the part that kind of inserts into your ears, and then the small stem sticks out. Otherwise, on the top, we do have just one physical button that you can press on to play and pause your music, to answer reject phone calls, and to skip tracks. You can also long hold to manually turn them off. It's pretty tactile and responsive, but again, it's a physical button as opposed to being touch sensitive. Moving into audio quality and performance, for the most part, they don't disappoint. They certainly pack more bass than the average pair of earbuds, especially if you get a tight seal on them. You can definitely feel the bass, especially on EDM tracks and on bass-boosted tracks as well. Overall, I'd say the audio quality is a step up compared to the Apple AirPods, and it certainly outperforms many other true wireless earbuds I've seen. The only slight downside here is it does have some distortion if you listen closely. In other words, there is a slight hiss or a hum in the background if you turn the volume all the way down. And that's pretty common with lots of wireless earbuds, but lately with Bluetooth 5.0 pairs, there have been a few I've heard that don't really have any noise at all. They're just completely silent, free from any distortion, which has been pretty impressive. But on these, you definitely will hear it a little bit if you have a track that's playing at really low volume. Not the biggest deal in the world, but as such, I still wouldn't label them as truly audiophile grade, which of course should be expected considering they're wireless earbuds that are cheap at the end of the day, but do keep that in mind if you're expecting them to be the equivalent of wired dual driver earbuds. Again, there will be slightly more distortion in the background. There's also not too much latency here because, again, it's using the latest Bluetooth 5.0 standard, which means you can play and pause a track and it's synced pretty well with the phone. So you'll very rarely come across instances where one is slightly ahead or behind the video video, and they also don't disconnect with each other at all in my testing. So the entire experience in terms of pairing and playback, even for videos, has been really smooth and pretty impressive thus far. The only thing to note is you can't really control the volume directly on these, so you still have to turn to your phone's volume controls if you want to change the volume up or down. So that's more or less it as far as our hands-on review of the Blitzwolf BW-FYE7 dual dynamic driver true wireless earbuds. The concept is really cool. It's starting to bring more of attention to detail on sound quality to, again, true wireless designs, which in the past have focused more on the convenience as well as on the portability rather than pure audio quality. It's a step in the right direction, and for the price, I am surprised at how solid the construction quality is. Everything just feels really nice. The comfort, the fit, the latency, everything just feels really smooth, and indeed, you do get a very powerful bass experience on these. So overall, if you are looking to kind of experiment a little bit more with true wireless earbuds, you want to get something that's a little bit different from a pair you already own, this is definitely something you can check out. It does have a pretty different sound profile from many of the other pairs in the market because of its different driver setup, and at the same time it doesn't cost too much money either. So I would say overall they are recommended. You can check out more details if interested in the links down below, but for now that's been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews. That's been the BW-FYE7 dual driver true wireless earbuds.